Hello everyone. Recently I've been playing Last Epoch, an action RPG that's been in early access for a few years now, but recently gained a lot of attention from the action RPG community on both Twitch and YouTube with the release of its point 0.9 multiplayer update. I had the game on my wishlist for a while now, since 2020 I think, and I decided it would be a good time to finally jump into the game. And I'm not going to beat around the bush here. I think even in its current early access state, the game is fantastic, and in 1 year I can see it forming a sort of holy trinity of ARPGs with Diablo 4 and PoE. Well, depending on how Diablo 4 pans out, I guess, where the community sort of just moves around from one to the other during seasons. I just wanted to make a quick video on what I think is the game's biggest selling point for me, which is the skill system and what. In Last Epoch, each of the 5 base classes have 3 different specializations you can choose to master in. When you choose your specialization, you can put passive points that you earn each level into either your class's base passive trees, your specialization's passive tree, or even the other specialization that you didn't choose. You can put points halfway into that tree. So you will be limited into how many points you can invest into the unchosen spec tree. And as for the spells, you'll gain your class's base spells fairly quickly in the early game as you level, and you'll also gain additional spells as you invest into the passive trees. So as you invest into the Acolyte tree, you'll gain more spells from the Acolyte tree, and as you invest more into the Necromancer tree, you'll gain more of those trees' milestone spells. And one of the great things about the skill system in Last Epoch is just the wide variety of spells you have access to early on in the game that you can experiment with. In fact, by level 15, if you've been investing into your passive tree, you'll have access to 11 spells, and you'll be able to specialize into 2 of them, opening up their unique skill tree so you can start investing into their passives, and you'll gain access to more of these specialization slots as you level up. And on the topic of skill passives, each of these specialized skills have their own skill trees that can change how they feel and play. From simple flat increases to cast speed or damage to passives that change the elements of the spell or increase the number of projectiles. Maybe you need more single target damage, so you decide to pick a passive that increases your main spell's damage by 50%, but at the cost removes its AoE damage. Maybe you want to play a minion build, but you find that your 6 summoned skeletons are too freaking fragile and die all the time, and you don't want to constantly resummon them. Then you can pick a passive that increases the health, damage, and survivability of your skeletons, but at the cost of only being able to summon half as many. Each skill has multiple ways to play and ways to make builds around these skills thanks to these skill trees. And this, combined with the game's early access to plenty of spells and skills, it makes it so you're effectively encouraged to experiment with the game's systems from early on, and not just relegated to something that you only do at endgame. The respecking in the game makes it so you never feel punished for taking a skill you thought was good at first, but now you realize it doesn't really suit your build or playstyle. You can either respec the passive points from the skill tree and re-level the skill back up at an accelerated rate of XP gain to reinvest those points into different passives, or you can choose another skill altogether to specialize in that you think suits your build best, or maybe you just want to try it out. You'll also gain accelerated XP in this new skill you chose. You can do this an unlimited number of times while leveling, so you can effectively try out all the skills your class has to offer and their individual. And in my opinion, this all just comes together so well to make a system that's really approachable and fun to interact with, and it has so much depth at the same time. Like, it's so deep, just how much you can customize your character without being so convoluted and so, how would I say, off-putting to more casual players. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to essentially make this video to gush about the skill system in Last Epoch because I genuinely am really enjoying this game just because of how fun it is to build your own character without having to look at guides. But anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. Oh, and also time for a little shameless plug. I'm planning on doing a Path of Exile run. And by run, I mean sort of a series where I play the new Crucible League that's coming out on Friday without any build guides, without any third-party websites, such as Path of Building, and just seeing how far I can go, just playing the game normally without any external help or advice, and just seeing how far I can get into the end game, just playing a build that I want to, and just essentially building it along the way as I level up. If this is something that you find interesting, I guess, or you want to watch, maybe consider hitting that sub button. I plan on releasing a video later on this week going over the rule set that I'm going to use for this little run. It's not going to be solo self-found. It's just going to be, again, no third-party external help type thing. Pretty much just I play the game normally and see how far I can get. Just see how approachable Path of Exile is in the year 2023. But anyways, again, thanks for watching, and yep, see you next time.